Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome to my home on this wonderful Friday night. Tonight I am making a nice little snack for me and my girlfriends because we are having a wonderful, perfect girls' night out. The only thing is, it took us so long to figure out what we're going to do that we couldn't get dinner reservations till 8:45. So everybody's coming over here and we are going to have a little snack and a little bit of gab time before we head out. So what I'll be making is a caramelized onion and apple little pizza bites. I thought that would be a great idea to kind of contrast the two flavors. You've got the sweet and the strong from the onions, and also the textures, because the onions are nice and soft, but you have a little bit of crunch from the apples. So I had some butter and garlic in here sauteing. I'm going to add in my onions and let them saute for 6 or 7 minutes till they start getting nice and soft, and then I will add in my apple before I get going. So it's really great to have everybody kind of getting together and everything like that. But yeah, like I said, it takes so long to get everybody organized that, you know, sometimes things don't work out. So since we've got so much time, I'm not going to have everybody come over here and just not eat anything until we leave at 8:45. What kind of hostess would I be? So what I'm doing is I'm making an appetizer that we can easily turn into a main course if we ever need to. So I've got a little pizza dough here. I'm going to be adding in, you can use whatever kind of pizza dough you'd like. I use a hot roll mix. It comes from a box. It's just got some yeast and it's got the flour in there, and I mix it by hand and spread it out into this. You can use one of the tube doughs or something like that. It's all just whatever you decide that you think is going to work for you. So if you notice, I'm not going to be putting a red sauce on here because caramelized onions, you know, they're kind of sweet. The apples are kind of sweet. I wasn't really wanting to put some red sauce on here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm mixing two different cheeses. I'm putting down a layer now of Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese. It'll be great for this pizza because the other cheese I'll be using is feta, which is a very nice, strong cheese, but it's also kind of expensive. So what I've got is the Kraft, which will be great. It'll lend the creaminess that we need for a nice, soft, creamy pizza. But then it'll also decrease the amount of feta that I'm going to need to use. The feta is also very strong and very, very flavorful, so I can get away with using less. Here we go. I'm going to try to get this kind of spread on there a little bit. You can always use a pre-made pizza crust, but you know, that comes in nice big round pieces, and then you feel like you need to slice it in pieces. They're really big pieces. And with this, you can easily cut them into nice small bite-sized pizzas so that everybody can have like a small snack and not get filled up too much before dinner time. Just about got this all spread out. There we go. And I've also been using Kraft Philadelphia 1/3 reduced fat cream cheese. That's a personal preference for me. You know, we're all girls, we're all having, you know, our good time tonight. And I didn't want us to fill up on anything too heavy or too much, so I'm using the reduced fat so that nobody will ever know. Because you're going to have a lot of really big flavors with this dish. You're going to have the feta. We're going to add some Italian seasoning to the top and all of that. That you're not going to miss that little bit of fat. And plus, it cuts down on some of the fat and calories that I would use in the feta. So that's perfect. It's creaminess, it costs less, it's got less calories, so it fits perfectly in with my meal. So my onions are getting a little bit soft. My oven's preheating, and I've got my pizza dough ready. So we'll let the onions cook down for about another several minutes, and I'll chop up my apple and get that ready to go. And we'll finish making our caramelized onion and apple pizza. And hopefully it will be great and ready to go before everybody gets here. Okay, so the onions are all nice and getting soft. I don't want them to be completely soft yet because I want to add in my apples. The apples will cook till they're nice and, you know, still a little bit crisp. So there'll be a nice, good, crunchy contrast against the nice, soft, caramelized onions. I chose a Granny Smith apple because it's going to hold its texture really well and have that nice, perfect snap to it when you eat it. So we'll put this on for a few more minutes, maybe about 5 more minutes. Let these cook together, let the flavors meld together. It's got that butter and garlic in there in the bottom. Let everything come together. Let it cool for a few minutes, and then we'll build the rest of our pizza. Okay, so our onions, a nice, beautiful, beautiful brown caramelized color from all the nice sugars that have caramelized inside. So we're going to spread out all these apples and onions. This is a vegetarian dish, which is perfect for us for our little appetizer, but you can certainly turn this whole dish into an entree if you want. You can leave it as a vegetarian dish like this using the onions and the apples, or you could certainly add in some other protein of some sort to make it much more of a substantial meal dinner time. You can add in some sausage or some shredded chicken or something like that if you'd like. Doesn't that look beautiful? You got all these colors and all that. So spread all the onions. Just a little bit more in here. Spread the onions out on here and all that. But we're not going to leave it just like this. We need to add some flavor. Let's punch it up a little bit more. Make it a little bit stronger. So I'm going to add my feta. It's a great cheese. It's nice and strong. So you're not going to need a whole lot of it. Like I said before, you're just going to decrease the amount of calories that you have. There we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? Add the feta. And you know what else we can do to really spice it up and really kick this up to another level? Is you can add different spices and all that. You don't have to add a whole bunch of fat and calories and all this other stuff to make a good, flavorful, wholesome dish. You can find other ways. There we go. So we got our feta crumbled on top of there. Now, since it's more of like an Italian kind of feel and all that, so we'll stick with that theme. I'm going to add a little bit of basil. Let's sprinkle this one. Whoops. Got a little thick in that part. I guess that part's going to be mine. I don't mind a little bit of extra spice. Here we go. We got some basil. We got a little bit of parsley. If you have all these fresh herbs on hand, that would be great. This time of year, I don't really have all these fresh herbs on hand. I've got all the dried spices. So keep in mind, if you do fresh spices, you want to use about 4 times the amount of spice. So if you use like a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, like I've got here, then what you're going to do is you're going to add a teaspoon of the chopped fresh herb. But it's springtime. I haven't quite started my garden. That's actually my goal for tomorrow after I get through this girls' night, is to get my garden all plowed up and start getting my own herbs going again. But for now, the dried is definitely good enough. So I'm going to put this in the oven till the crust is nice and golden brown. Alright, so our gorgeous pizza has made it out of the oven. I've cut them into nice small pieces, perfect for the appetizer size. Like I said before, make this into an entree, make it into a dinner, and you know, make the nice slices all nice and big. Oh goodness, this looks lovely. I think everybody is going to love this. Whoop! Lost a little bit of cheese. Let's see if we can try some. Let's see what we've got. A nice caramelized onion and apple pizza. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Great for a nice little bite just before dinner. And it's a girls' night, so the onions aren't going to matter. Not a lot of fat, a whole lot of flavor, and a whole lot of good times I'm looking forward to tonight.